We're coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Let's give you a sense of our top stories with these headlines.
After saying disband, then you go further to say now, not even tomorrow. I think that is totally encroachment into the mandate of the National Commissioner.
The Madanga Commission has heard that Police Minister Senzo Meyiwa disbanded the political killing task team, while top cop General Fanny Masemola was on leave, approved by him.
I also will be in a position to start the defense case for Mr. Ntanzi.
The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been postponed yet again in the High Court in Pretoria.
It's going to be a challenge because it's an African team against an African team. So watch out for tomorrow's game.
The South African under-21 netball team has won its second Pool D match of the World Youth Cup tournament in Gibraltar, beating Trinidad and Tobago 105 against 15. At the back of those headlines, it has just gone 8 o'clock. This is Prime News on 3, and I am Paulette. Now, a very good evening to you. Great to be in your company this evening. Let's get straight into it. We begin here tonight. The Madanga Commission has heard that Police Minister Senzo Meyiwa disbanded the political killing task team, while top cop General Fanny Masemola was on leave, approved by him. That's according to Masemola, who testified about the disbandment of the team, which is at the center of the probe against the allegations of criminality, political interference, and the corruption in the criminal justice system.
National Police Commissioner General Fanny Masemola's evidence before the Madanga Commission has described a decision to disband the political killings task team by Police Minister Senzo Meyiwa as quote-unquote perplexing, further charging that Meyiwa did not communicate with him during their interactions prior to the decision, and that it was taken while he was on leave, approved by Meyiwa.
At no point during our interaction did the minister indicate any intention to disband the PKTT, let alone immediately or express concerns about its operations. This lack of prior warning made the subsequent developments all the more unexpected and perplexing.
Masemola further affirmed Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's testimony by testifying that as a policy head for police, the minister did not have the mandate that would permit him to make such a directive.
In this case of the political killings task team, it is a task team that is working at a lower level under a provincial commissioner. If ever he found anything wrong with the task team, he could say, that task team, I think you need to disband it, and we can engage in the terms of the why and how and so on. But to go further to say disband, but then after saying disband, then you go further to say now, not even tomorrow. I think that is totally encroachment into the mandate of the National Commissioner in terms of performance of my duty.
Despite Masemola's contention that the decision was unlawful, evidence before the Commission suggests that Masemola accepted the instruction by quote-unquote winding down the team in a phased manner, despite his earlier evidence that he would disobey an unlawful instruction. Mkhwanazi previously testified that the task team ran into challenges once it became involved in the investigation and subsequent arrests of alleged cartel members Vusimuzi Kat Matlala and Katiso Mulefe. The former, according to Masemola, was identified by a concerned party as an individual allegedly close to Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. The hearings continue. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Pretoria.
All right, to this now, the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been postponed yet again in the High Court in Pretoria. Almost a month after the state wrapped up its case, the defense have indicated that they are still consulting with the individuals they plan to call to the witness box. Their case was due to start after accused number 4, Mthokoziseni Mapisa, lost his bid to have the charges against them dropped.
So it will be a few more weeks before we learn who the defense in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial plans to put in the witness box. It says it's still consulting, needs more time, and is not yet ready to begin with its case.
I indicated that let the date of today be a provisional date, or let us treat it as a provisional date, because I could foresee that our consultation, I'm now talking on behalf of accused number 1 and 3, my consultation with accused number 1 and 3 was of such a nature that, and that was before the section 174 application, because I had already started to consult with them. So there are a number of things which I had to navigate, because that consultation was about whether or not they've got witnesses that they would intend to call to come and give a discourse on their behalf. It was not about them coming to testify at court. That consultation is still coming.
I also won't be in a position to start the defense case for Mr. Ntanzi for the following reasons, my lord. Mr. Mnisi has touched on this, my lord. I've been all over this country, Northwest, Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and we are left with certain provinces as well, my lord, to consult with witnesses whose names Mr. Ntanzi furnished to me to contact them and prepare them for his defense, my lord.
Well, the matter will resume during the court's fourth quarter on October the 13th. Criselda Lewis, SABC News at the High Court in Pretoria.
The case against a man accused of the murder of a 14-year-old boy in Elsie's River in Cape Town has been postponed to the 28th of October for further investigation in the Goodwood Magistrates Court. 5 suspects were initially arrested, but the other 4 were released due to insufficient evidence linking them to the shooting.
The accused made a brief appearance at the Goodwood Magistrates Court in Cape Town. He has abandoned his bail application. The matter has been postponed to the 28th of October for further investigation and to finalize several outstanding documents, including ballistics and DNA reports. Video footage of the shooting incident may also be used in court once it is available. Some community members from Elsie's River attended court proceedings.
We as a community of Elsie's River is tired of the genocide that's happening. Our people are being extinguished. We are being killed on a daily, weekly basis, and we as a community of Elsie's River are saying enough.
That our children aren't safe. Imagine you have to come from school. You come from school and you're going home and you use the same road that you've used the entire year to go home. And on this specific day, which is Friday, you get shot and killed for no reason.
The Cape Flats has seen a surge in gang-related violence and crime over the last few months. And the murder of the 14-year-old boy in Elsie's River is one of the latest incidents that has shocked residents. Corbin August, SABC News, Cape Town.
Welcome back to this now. The leadership of the National Taxi Alliance and members of other associations in the taxi industry have visited the family of slain Gauteng national Thamsanqa Moya at their home in Soweto to offer their condolences. The 58-year-old was gunned down by unknown suspects along the Soweto highway near Diepkloof last Thursday.
Rows of cars were parked outside the Moya family home in Dube in Soweto, with armed security personnel keeping watch as colleagues from the National Taxi Alliance gathered in solidarity to support the bereaved family. They described Moya as a visionary and selfless leader who would stop at nothing to defend the taxi industry.
He was always available to all his members that actually needed advice from him. Even his subordinates, also had him in high esteem. So he was quite a remarkable person.
Malele says this incident has shocked them as an association.
All that we will highly rely on is the investigating officer's report that will reveal precisely what has happened, to our slain chairperson.
Moya's memorial service is expected to take place on Thursday, while the funeral service will be held on Saturday. Both services will take place at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. Puseletso Mokoena, SABC News, Soweto.
Let's shift our focus to this now. Multi-choice viewers can breathe a sigh of relief as a French media giant Canal Plus has announced that their favorite shows will continue even after the company's takeover. This morning, in a media conference call, Canal Plus made an official announcement regarding its mandatory takeover offer for the shares of a Multi-Choice Group.
Company Canal Plus is a global media and entertainment powerhouse, currently serving 26.9 million subscribers worldwide and over 400 million monthly active users on its video streaming platforms. The company announced its effective control of Multi-Choice Group. It says the current CEO of Multi-Choice, Calvo Mawela, will take over the new role of chairperson of the Canal Plus African operations. The company says Multi-Choice viewers should expect things to remain the same and enjoy their favorite shows.
There will not be any duplication because what's beautiful in this combination is that there is no territorial overlap. This Canal Plus has been operating in close to 50 countries, 25 of them in Africa. Multi-Choice has been operating in 16 African countries without any overlap.
The company says the main aim is to expand its footprint in the African continent. It adds that while Canal Plus will be the name of the company going forward, Multi-Choice brand will be retained as the two companies merge.
I must say, never, as Maxime mentioned, I've always been struck by the level, of competencies and vision for Africa that, all the executives along the decades of Multi-Choice have proven. And so, we are intending to follow that track.
The company says it aims to strengthen its relationship with the public broadcaster SABC. Multi-Choice current news channels, including SABC News, ENCA and Newsroom, will remain on its platform with new offerings to be expected. Nothando Makutilela, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Competition Commission has presented evidence to show a decision by Airlink to aggressively expand capacity on the Johannesburg and Mthatha route was not commercially rational. The Commission's economic expert, Jason Aprosky, argues that this was predatory in nature. Aprosky has been giving testimony in the ongoing excessive and predatory pricing case against SA Airlink.
Economic expert for the Competition Commission, Jason Aprosky, says that before Airlink's rival, Blue Crane, even entered the market, Airlink doubled capacity on the route. According to Aprosky, instead of revenue going up, total revenue went down.
I think the important point here is, while Airlink has raised this as a rationale and there are factual issues with it as well, is even if Airlink was merely restoring capacity, and we know that they did it in two pairs of flights. The first was, Mr. Engelbrecht said, was the restoration of capacity, and then the second added pair of flights was to address increased demand. But even if it was just to restore capacity, it's still not a rational position.
Aprosky also testified that the airline overstated the value of its assets by using a method known as gross replacement value. It is the full cost required to replace an asset with a new equivalent, including costs like purchase price, delivery, installation, and other associated expenses. Aprosky argues that this approach inflated the costs that any new competitor would face when trying to enter the market. Airlink faces prosecution after the Commission investigated 3 complaints relating to its pricing conduct on the Johannesburg-Mthatha route between September 2012 and August 2016. Nosipho Khatebe, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Thank you for staying with us. And now on to this. A large police contingent led a multidisciplinary law enforcement operation in the troubled Masibudule mining area near Zirast in the northwest. This is to address illegal mining and related crimes in the area. This comes after one person was shot and killed last week amid mounting reports of illegal mining and violent disputes over mining rights.
Intensified police operations following mounting concerns over firearms compliance across competing mining operations.
Basically, we are here for firearms compliance inspection. So up to so far, everything is going well. We haven't found anything that is illegal. However, we can indicate that yes, there are incidents or allegations of illegal mining taking place in this place.
Police say at least 12 people were arrested following last week's shooting incident between two security companies that claimed one life.
I must also indicate that over the weekend we have also arrested 2 people for theft of firearms and unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition. At this stage, we cannot say they are linked, but then we are worried because the firearms that were found in their possession are R1 and R5 respectively. And these are the firearms that we see in most of the instances carried by security officials that are protecting these mining places.
The 12 accused in last week's fatal shooting incident are expected to make their second appearance before the Zirast Magistrates Court on Tuesday, 23rd September. Sentle Indihihi, SABC News, Masibudule.
And in your sports news this evening, let's start off with some netball. The South African under-21 netball team has won its second Pool D match of the World Youth Cup tournament in Gibraltar, beating Trinidad and Tobago 105-15. The Baby Proteas have one foot in the quarterfinals after 2 convincing victories. They can secure their spot, that is, in the last 8 with a victory over Malawi tomorrow afternoon.
The Baby Proteas were forced into a change with 20-year-old Carla Victor stepping up to replace Jade Atkins, who picked up an injury against Barbados on Saturday. But they continue to assert themselves at the tournament and against their opponents from the Caribbean. Following their comfortable victory over Barbados on Saturday, the Baby Proteas were even more ruthless against Trinidad and Tobago. They only conceded 3 goals in the first quarter and had a handsome 57 lead at halftime. The South Africans took the foot off the pedal in the third quarter, but upped the tempo in the final 15 minutes to record another comfortable victory, this time 105-15. Captain Popina Matangari, who was a standout on wing defense, intercepting at will, says their focus is now firmly on Malawi.
It's definitely going to be a challenge, a good game of netball I think we're going to have tomorrow. It's going to be a challenge because it's an African team against an African team, so watch out for tomorrow's game.
Tuesday's match against Malawi is at 5 p.m. Mahudi Mlapo, SABC News.
All right, let's take a quick check-in with the weather desk for your latest update. Mpora Simpi has the latest.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Time for us to look at those conditions over the country now. We're still experiencing these cloudy conditions over most of the central parts of the country. Rainy conditions as we move towards KwaZulu-Natal for tonight, just isolated over that interior. For tomorrow, we see the band of showers and thunder showers extending into the central parts of the country, for Gauteng stretching all the way into the Free State, Northern Cape, and also the Northwest. And also cloudy conditions always move towards Limpopo. Cold front expected over Cape Town for tomorrow, dropping temperatures significantly over the mother city and also causing some tide gradients. As a result, we are expecting some windy conditions over that coast for tomorrow. Now, looking at warnings for tonight, we're still expecting a level 2 warning of some damaging winds over that interior of the Eastern Cape as we move towards the coast, and also as we move towards the waters areas, damaging winds and damaging waves, which will make it difficult to navigate at sea over those areas for tonight. For tomorrow, it is just some runaway for fire conditions over that interior of the Northwest, stretching to parts of Limpopo and also Mpumalanga. That is because of windy conditions and temperatures are high over those areas. Now, overnight temperatures, it is going to be a cold night, especially as we move towards Calvinia. and Sunderland. Sunderland is freezing for tonight. We're expecting a minimum of -1. 9 over Cape Town and also over Upington. 10 over Bloemfontein. 14 over Pretoria. Cool conditions as we move towards Musina, Palabra, stretching all the way into Richards Bay and also Durban, with Durban dropping down to 18. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow. It is quite a hot day as we move towards Musina. We're expecting a high of 34. Should be a warm day as we move into Johannesburg for tomorrow with a high of 30. Rainy conditions, remember, over Johannesburg for tomorrow, just isolated over that interior. Moving towards Upington, also expecting a warm day with a high of 28. Cool conditions over Cape Town with that cold front that's coming in. We're expecting a high of 17. Now looking at standard forecast for Wednesday. Now Wednesday is very significant because now we have a cut-off flow, the first cut-off flow that we're having over spring. That is, we're expecting rainy conditions over Gauteng. We're expecting scattered showers and rain becoming widespread as we move into Mpumalanga, parts of the Free State, all the way into KwaZulu-Natal. Possibilities of flooding over those areas for Wednesday, and also temperatures are dropping significantly over those areas, but it should be a warm day as we move towards the northwest, stretching all the way into the Northern Cape, with Cape Town expecting a cool day on Wednesday. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
We're going to have to park it here for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's meet again next time. For now, good night. God bless. Pula.